Hello YouTube, this is Insane Monster and we are here for part 1 of What If Deku Had the Heart of Echidna. If you haven't seen part 0, stop right now and go watch it. I do hope that you are enjoying this as well as my other videos, and I hope that you will enjoy the ones to come. With all that said, hit it! Now then, we start off as Izuku is going to school. This time, however, he is using his wings that he turns his arms into to fly there, passing overseeing the fight between Kamui Woods and Mount Lady versus a giantification villain. As he does find it interesting and takes some mental notes about one of the new heroes, Mount Lady. As he gets to school, everything goes similar, with the teacher showing everybody the papers for the career test exam, which is something to see what kind of aptitude they have. As he just tosses it up in the air, stating, "But who cares? We all know you want to be heroes." With everyone showing off their quirk, except for Izuku, who's just calming himself. He found out that the more uncalm he is, the less control he has of his transformations, more or less what he turned into. As Bakugo gives his same spiel about going to UA and being one of the only ones worthy from this school. As the teacher looked at the papers, stating, "Oh yes, Midoriya, you also are trying to get into UA," with the students looking at him, somewhat whispering, stating, "Seriously, the monster kid? Well, he is strong, but seriously." Some people are unnerved by Izuku and the fact of he can just change his forms like the way he does. Bakugo just smirks, thinking, well, it won't be boring, as he sits down. Once school ends and they get out, Bakugo doesn't really mess with Izuku, as Izuku's able to get going home, taking a different route than normal. As he goes underneath a underpass, he smells something that smells dangerous, as he backs up a bit. This is when the manhole cover begins to shake and the sludge villain pops out, trying to look for a place to hide. This is when he sees Izuku, stating, "I'm gonna need to take your body, kid. I didn't expect him to be here. Damn it." As he lunges at Izuku, when he just disappears. Trying to find him, he sees Izuku's up on the bridge already, wondering what the hell? Taking a look closer, he sees that he has some kind of feline legs now. These being more or less somewhat like cheetah legs, as he's also growing some claws and such. Izuku stating, "Yeah, I'm not cool with that, so no." As the villain lashes out, this being when All Might burst out, stating, "I am here," as he blasts the sludge villain, and Izuku takes a look jumping down, All Might seeing the kid as he changes back, stating, All Might, seriously? No wonder that villain was so freaked. Yes, thank you. Um, do you perhaps have any bottles or such? Uh, yeah, I got some in my bag. As he takes out some water bottles and helps All Might collect the villain. Though he's not sure how good that is for the villain's body to be separated into two bottles like that. But he still seems alive, so he's just gonna let it be. As Izuku asked for an autograph in his notebook, All Might taking a look at the notebook real quick and seeing his notes are pretty detailed in there, and writing the autograph. Izuku's a bit more confident than before, even if some of his, well, the majority of his classmates give him a weird look due to what he can do. As All Might says, well then, thank you very much, young lad. See you later. As he jumps away. However, unfortunately, he is in his civilian clothes, and his pocket just ripped, with the sludge villain falling out. As Izuku was walking, Bakugo was a little agitated as to why. It's Bakugo. He doesn't really need a reason to be agitated. And ends up kicking a bottle. Not really wanting to go home to deal with his mother. As this releases the sludge villain, All Might, deflated, quickly realizes the villain's gone, and he has a hole in one of his pockets. Him thinking, oh no. As he hears an explosion. I hate today. With All Might rushing down the steps, and Izuku hurrying up, trying to see what's going on. As he sees a sludge villain lashing out, and seeing that the heroes are having trouble. Kamui Woods is there, but the whole place is on fire. And the water hose hero could probably deal with the sludge villain, but he's trying to keep the flames from destroying everything or spreading even further. And it looks like the other heroes are having trouble due to the fact they can't grab the villain, and Mount Lady's too large to get into where the villain is. When he takes a closer look, he sees the villain has Bakugo. He's trying to take his body. Trying to stay calm. He just can't. As he just rushes forward, with the hero saying, "Kid, what are you doing?" Izuku getting bigger. As his feet turn in larger, his hands, horns start growing from his head, and his head becomes bull-like. He turned into a minotaur, rushing straight forward. He pulls one arm back, opening up with a palm, as he was rushing at the villain. Lunging his palm at the villain where Bakugo was, trying to use him as a shield, instead backfired on the villain, as Izuku grabbed him and then charged forward with the momentum he built up, running towards them, and yanked him out, still running all the way to the other side of the crowd. All Might, seeing this, smirking, stating, "Not bad, kid. Got rid of the hostage and got him to safety in one go. And the villain doesn't have anyone to use against the heroes." As he buffs up again, stating, "I'll handle this." Detroit smashing him, causing it to rain. As Zuko tries to get away, not really wanting to deal with the press, All Might tries to talk to him, seeing that he shrunk back down and then turned his arms into wings, flapping away. All Might thinking, wait, Wait, just 1 minute. When I first saw him, he was untransforming from what looked like some kind of cat thing. Then he turned to what looked like a minotaur, and now his arms turned into wings? This kid is interesting. Eventually, All Might finds him after Bakugo gave the same spiel about not needing his help. Izuku just smiled as Bakugo scoffed and stormed off, being annoyed. All Might rushing in front of Izuku as he says, All Might, are you? As All Might debuffs, spitting blood. Saying, what? Who are you? All Might wiping his mouth, stating, seriously, kid? Your body transforms into multiple states from feline to bovine to aviary, and you're asking me how I shrunk? Izuku cocking his head, stating, fair point, but still. As All Might explains and shows his injury, stating that a really tough villain did this to him. Izuku was impressed that even after getting parts of his organs ripped out, he's still doing hero work. With All Might stating, but I've been looking for a successor. This catching Izuku's attention as All Might offers him one for all. After explaining the details, Izuku couldn't help but mutter to himself, trying to figure this out. All Might just yelling at him to stop freaking out. Look, I can transfer it, it's just that simple, okay? As Izuku sighs, thinking for a moment, he asked if he could get a better understanding of what kind of power he's getting himself into before making the decision. Even if I decline it, I'll keep my mouth shut, but I'd like to know what I'm actually getting myself into. I really have no knowledge of what this is. With All Might smirking, stating, not much headlong intuition this time like before, but I understand. It's not something that can just be easily done, or at least decided on. As he hands him a note, telling him to meet him at Dagobah Beach, time, place, and such. As they get going back home, Izuku calms down his mom for what she saw on the television, and Izuku comforts her. As we see a black-haired guy just sitting on the roof, looking through the Midoriya's apartment window into their home, smirking and laughing. I can't wait for these guys to get here. This one is really interesting. I can't wait for this to start. As he just smirks, looking up into the sky. As Izuku makes it to Dagobah Beach, and he meets All Might, as he explains the training and such that he was going to have him do, but understands that he wants to have a full grasp of what All Might is offering him. Not the worst thing to know what you're going to be accepting, as All Might reeled back his fist and punched towards the ocean, splitting it a bit. All Might stating that, to my estimate, I'm about 1/60th of where I used to be. Izuku's jaw dropping, thinking, this 1/60th? As his mind is trying to understand what this is, and somewhat failing at it. But also really impressed, as a black-haired young man claps his hands, stating, now that was a something to see as he walks down the steps, All Might panicking, uh, trying to get out of this. As the young man states, "Don't worry, I don't know really what you guys are doing, but I actually have business with the broccoli." Izuku, hearing this, said, "Wait, what? Are you talking about me? Do you see anybody else with frizzy green hair?" As Izuku's like, "Oh, come on. Wait, who are you?" As the man, or the young man speaks, stating, "The name's Arvid. And my friends over there, well, let me introduce you. This is Dion, Iris, and..." As Izuku looks at the last person, being a girl with white hair, pale skin, and wait, uh, Tokino? Izuku uttered, with Arvid stating, "Oh, you already know each other." Now that makes things a bit easier. With Izuku saying, wait, what is this?" As they hear a voice that sounds like it's coming from everywhere, it's chuckling, stating, "Ah, yes, allow me to explain. This game shall be most entertaining after all." As a man just appeared from nowheres, All Might getting in a fighting stance, with the man stating, "I'm not here to fight, I'm just here to relay a message. Izuku Midoriya, heir to Echidna. It has now time for the fight to determine what this world will come to." All Might stating, "Wait, what is this?" Izuku asking, "Yeah, I'm completely lost." As the man smirked, stating, "Yes, I understand. This is quite confusing. Um, First off, if you know what you refer to as mythologies, Greek, Norse, Japanese, Egyptian and such, Irish, Celtic, all those with their gods and such are actually real. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Loki, and I am here with the pleasure of announcing the fight that will determine the fate of this world." All Might stating, is a mental hospital missing a patient?" Loki getting annoyed as there's now another Loki pointing a blade at his neck. All Might swiping at him only for it to be an illusion, and then some of the trash on Dagobah Beach falling on him, with Loki pulling his hand back. Illusions, telekinesis, as well as a few other odds and ends. All Might rushing towards him, grabbing him only for him to disappear from his hands. Oh yes, and slight teleportation. All Might thinking, multiple quirks? What? As Loki speaks up, "You may be thinking these are quirks, but sorry, God of Mischief. Comes with the territory, doesn't it, Arvid?" Arvid looking at him stating, "Yeah, Dad. I'm just gonna be glad whenever we win." With All Might stating, wait, win what?" "Oh yes, as I was saying, young man, do you remember a woman who had a snake lower half that you helped out?" Zuko thinking, stating, "Yeah, I remember her, but I've never seen her since I was a kid." "Well, what you did pulling that dagger out of her, it was causing you to die. Mortals weren't supposed to touch that knife." And, well, she took pity on you. And as a way to spite us other deities for what she did, she ripped out her heart and gave it to you to save your life and preserve her power to someone else. That was Echidna. Lesser known to the world, but very important. Also known as the Mother of Monsters, or in the current state of the world, the Mother of Quirks. Due to her actions, quirks began to sprout up here and there at very random intervals and such. Be fair, I walked through this town and I think I saw a person who had a pencil eraser for a head. I'm not going to question on what that is, but whatever. However, did it never come to you to think about who exactly stabbed her? As Zuko was just trying to process this, Loki continued. Quite simple. In layman's terms, it was the Norse god Hod, also known as the blind god, god of winter, cold, and darkness. She killed him as he stabbed her. Her power was implanted into you. As for Hod's power, it found itself a vessel, one that you will be fighting. Now then, long story short, this fight will determine what will happen to the people with quirks. If you win, everything goes as the same, and the gods will end their little squabble over this matter. Not all of them are united in this opinion, so it's one or the other, or the third bunch that just doesn't care. I find this very entertaining. But there will be some rules. Rule number 1. Both of the candidates will have a group, a team of them and four demigods who volunteer. You've already met yours. Izuku looking saying, wait, what? Okay, hang on. You called him dad, so you're, as Arvid rubbed the back of his head saying, yep, son of Loki. Izuku asking, then why are you helping me? With him just smirking, stating, what, are you kidding me? Think about it. How often would I get the chance of being on the winning side that my dad is rooting against? Winning and then rubbing it in his face for all of eternity. I'd never get another chance like this. Izuku just slapping his forehead, thinking, what is today? As Loki went, as I was saying, you each one will have 4 demigods work with them in this competition. Rule number 2. Each competitor will be allowed to collect 1 artifact for them to use for this fight. The artifact will vary from mythology to mythology. Just pick one. And you have to wield yours like they have to wield theirs. So, your new friends won't be having one. Understand? All Might trying to wrap his head around this from what he's seeing as Loki continued. And lastly, a single god will gift you a certain blessing. The god will do it willingly of their own volition. As for how they do it, when they do it, I don't know. I don't care. But, for the time being, this will be your prepping time. About, let's see, you were trying to get into that hero school, yes? We'll save it for it to officially start until after this little exam. But you will need to get your artifact as well as receiving your blessing before then. The blessing will happen before then, obviously, but you do need to get your artifact as fast as possible. The same explanation is being given to the other one. And no, you don't get to know who, as they don't get to know who you are. With that being said, I'm done here. With Loki smirking, stating, "Please put on a good show," as what looked like a rainbow beam shot down, and then Loki just disappeared with an odd Norse array just on the ground. All Might looking at this, looking up into the sky, stating, "Okay, that happened, and it seems that this is real." Oh my god, gods! It's Izuku. Just thinking, wait, he didn't explain what happens if I lose. He didn't explain. Arvid stating, "Oh, yes, he probably did that to mess with you. You see, if we lose, the gods will erase quirks from this world. Though they're so ingrained into the human's genetic code, and 80% of them do have it, well, they'll pretty much erase them from existence. Anybody with a quirk, man, woman, child, etc., elderly, will be erased in an instant. All that will remain are the 20% quirkless, which they can do something about, snuffing out the quirk gene. Thing is, they can't do it while Echidna's power is fighting against it, aka her heart inside of you." Poking at Izuku's chest, stating, "What? Okay, did..." All Might stating, "Oh, what did I walk into?" All Might gathering his thoughts, thinking the dude that he just confronted could produce illusions, telekinesis, teleport, and that weird beam thing. As Arvid stated, well, it looks as though he had to make it real flashy with the Bifrost now, didn't he? All Might pinching the bridge of his nose, asking, okay. You four, you're demigods, correct? You are the son of Loki. What about the rest of you? I'm trying to make sense of this, trying to stay calm, even though I just got told that 80% of the human population of Earth is under threat of being eradicated. With Iris, a girl with long black hair, states, well, actually, it may be more. You have to calculate the amount of people who are in certain jobs just by the sheer numbers alone. If 80% of the population of the world have quirks, and if you equate 80% of every field, each one has quirks, then airline pilots, military plane pilots, military helicopter pilots, yada yada yada, you could be looking at a larger percentage of the world's population dying from a passenger plane having their pilots disintegrate, as well as military planes and helicopters with explosive payloads falling out of the sky onto urban, city, or whatever. As All Might breathes in deeply, stating, Okay. Okay. Zuko trying to take this all in at face value, asking, so, who are you guys the demigods of? As Dion introduced himself, stating, name's Dion, son of Hephaestus, god of the forge, Greek pantheon. Iris steps up, stating that the name's Iris, daughter of Hecate, Greek goddess of magic, as she introduces herself very politely. As Tokino states, you already know who I am, and I am Japanese. I am the daughter of Izunami. Izuku pinching his nose, thinking, when he went to research mythical creatures to transform into, he got some knowledge of gods, and he knows that Izanami is the goddess of death and creation, and he is trying to stay calm. Tokino sitting next to him, stating, I know it's a lot to take in, and it's very abrupt, but it's just how it is. The gods tend to do that a lot. With Dion stating, you have no idea. Dion being a tanned young man with crimson red hair. As he continues stating, honestly, I didn't even know I was a demigod until I got frickin' yanked in the middle of the city and ended up in the middle of nowhere. Said, oh, you're the son of the forge god. Get to work. I learned how to do a lot of things, but it's really annoying. All Might's chiming in. Okay. This is, I don't want to believe this, but I just saw things that should be impossible. I saw a man get taken away by a beam of rainbow light. Arvid stating, oh yeah, that was the Bifrost. In Norse mythology is also known as the Rainbow Bridge. He's probably back in Asgard. All Might stating, okay, noted. Just stop talking, please. Trying to calm down. As All Might looked at Izuku, he walked up stating, I did make my offer, though I didn't know that I'd be getting wrapped up in this. But considering everything, well, Izuku put his hand on his face and then wiped his face, stating, yeah, I think it's needed. As the others look at one another, wondering what's going on. What did they walk into? As Hecate looks at All Might, asking, why do you have fragments of other people's souls in you? All Might jolting at this, stating, what? Her explaining that there's, from what she can tell, not counting him, 7 other fragments of souls. All Might stating, oh, I gotta explain this again. As he explains his power, as their jaws are just dropped, stating, that's with them just being shocked. Yeah, I did offer it to him, but he wanted to see what kind of power he was getting into. And given the stakes that we were just told, Zuko stood up stating, yeah, I know. Honestly, it Was tempting even before when I saw you punch the ocean like that, but now we kinda need all the help we can get, huh? All Might shaking yes, as he plucked a hair, stating, well, you are strong enough physically, so eat this. Izuku looking at him saying, what? All Might explaining he had to eat his a part of his DNA to inherit it, and that's just how it works. Izuku just having his face turn white and shocked by this information, as a deviously grinning Arvid goes up behind him and puts him in a full Nelson, stating, "Feed it to him!" As Dion grabs the hair and shoves it into Izuku's mouth, followed up with a water bottle to force it down, with Arvid stating, "Chug, chug, chug, chug!" All Might saying, "You're gonna choke the lad!" Afterwards, Izuku's let go as he catches his breath, stating, "Oh God." With Tokino kneeling down beside him, patting his back, stating, which one?" Izuku looking at her, stating, "Please don't start with that. I'm already confused enough." As now they have to make preparations, as well as figure out which artifact they're going to be going after. All Might somewhat feeling uneasy about what he's now being a part of. As Homura gets the same explanation, though there's a little bit more that he's been told that the others didn't tell Izuku after Loki left, so that he wouldn't freak out as much. As a shadowy figure looks at Shigaraki, stating, "If you win, then 80% of the human population who have quirks will be erased. And the power that other one has inherited from Echidna will transfer to you, and you will ascend to become a new god to help fill in the vacancies, even just a little. There does need to be a form of balance, after all." Shigaraki smirking, as All For One hears this. He couldn't help but laugh hysterically, stating, "This is better than I thought. If my plan goes so well. This world is just... This world will be nothing compared to what could be." Smirking as he laughs maniacally, with the doctor that works for him smirking, thinking, such things. Gods, mortals, mythology. Oh, this is going to be interesting. As the doctor couldn't help but smile at the possibilities that were in front of him. As the figure told Shigaraki, "But if you lose, the power you gained from Hod will be extracted from you and placed in him, and they will ascend instead. And the people who have quirks will be left alone. This world will be left alone in this regard." As Tomura smirked, stating, "Understood." Looking back at the four individuals who came to him, he asked, "So, can we have some introductions?" As a short black-haired tan individual stated, "My name is Abrak, son of Sebek, Egyptian god of the Nile. as a paler individual, somewhat, let's say, a lot bigger and a lot buffer, called himself Dag. And I'm the son of Vidar, Norse god of vengeance. Then, a long-haired boy with dark rings underneath his eye introduced himself as Brent, son of Hela, Norse god of the underworld. And the last one introduced herself as Emmer, daughter of Badbit. Sorry, it's hard to know how to say this name. Badb. And I am I'm the daughter of Babbitt, goddess of war and death. This being from the Celtic mythology, with Shigaraki smiling, stating, now this will be interesting. Any idea with which artifact we should go after for me? As Dag smirked, stating, oh, I know the perfect one. As we will end this part here, in the next part, we will be having both Shigaraki and Izuku's group going to get their artifacts, as well as receiving their blessings. Maybe further, we'll see how it goes. I do hope you have enjoyed. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys later.